You stream, me stream, we all stream for live streams. At least in the world we live in now, we are spending more time broadcasting ourselves virtually than any time in the past. And, well, it is what it is. And I just wanted to talk today briefly about some of the options to be able to live stream either in better quality or more easily, or to make sure you can actually see and hear what's going on, because there are important events, and they could be work-related events like a all-employee town hall or an annual general meeting, a board shareholder meeting, or more personal things. Being able to stream your kids playing sports, but wanting family members of kids on the team to be able to watch without being there in person, or a big important life event like a wedding. How do you do those in a way where people can actually see and hear what's going on? That's what we're going to talk about. Now, the first thing is, if your event is really, really important and you want it to be foolproof, hire a professional. Now, there's lots of companies popping up everywhere, pretty much any city that you live in. I'm sure you can now find companies who specialize in being able to do Facebook live streaming. And with the tools becoming a lot easier and more accessible, it doesn't need to cost tens of thousands of dollars just to have an event live streamed. Obviously, it depends. A big conference, complexity, yes, it could be a lot of money, but there should be companies who can just take care of it for you. If you're planning your own wedding, please don't live stream it yourself or worry about having to live stream it yourself. Hire somebody or find somebody who that's what they specialize in. But if you're more kind of in the middle, and the bottom end being, yes, you can take out your phone, hit go live, and you're live, but the quality of this is usually not good. You can't really see what's going on. You can't hear. It's just not for real events. But let's talk about the middle of, if you're somebody who has access to a reasonable quality camera, or somebody in an organization is a photographer, videographer, somebody who handles this, the good news is this is pretty much all you need, plus one or two other small pieces depending, to actually take your live streams to a whole other level. And that's because, especially during the whole pandemic that we've been living in, camera manufacturers have been scrambling to release software that lets you take a good, high-quality camera like this and just turn it into a webcam. So if you have a camera from the last couple of years from Canon, Sony, I think Nikon, Fuji for sure, Olympus, they have software that you install on your computer, you plug in your camera via USB, and then you can use it as a webcam, which lets you connect it directly to Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or even broadcasting software that's free like OBS to do high-quality live streams. And you don't need anything else other than, well, a camera. And even if you don't have a camera today, you can get cameras for $500, $600, $700 that just plug in USB, and you're off and running right away with not just better quality because they have nice big sensors and they're built for this, but the lenses are better and you have more control because you can zoom in and zoom out and do things that you can't do with just a cheap little webcam or your phone. So that is the absolute easiest way, is get a camera that's compatible with the webcam software from the manufacturers. If you have questions on that, you want to find a camera, drop a comment below. I'm happy to help you pick one. If you have one that's a couple years older, or maybe doesn't have that feature, but does have an HDMI output that can output via HDMI without the icons all over the screen, you can get a capture card. And what these do is you just take the HDMI, plug it in here, USB into the computer, and this does the work of turning it into the webcam without any software required. So that makes it, again, another really easy way that you can live stream by turning a good quality camera into a webcam. And you can put like a longer zoom lens on it. There's probably even camcorders out there. You might even have one already. Again, can zoom in onto the ice, or zoom in onto the soccer field, or zoom in on whatever you need to be able to see, or from the back of the room for a meeting where you're shooting up front. And then what you can do is take the audio from, a microphone or something if it's a, professional event, plug it into the camera and bring it in over a capture card like this, or bring it into your computer. And you can live stream to be able to do that. The last option is a little bit more of a solution, but this makes it really easy. This box right here actually does everything for you. This is from a company called Teradek, and you basically plug in HDMI and then connect it to the internet via Ethernet, Wi-Fi. You can even plug in a 4G, 5G USB modem into this. And it actually talks directly with Facebook Live, YouTube Live. You connect an app on your phone, type in your description, and you hit go live right on this. And you don't need a computer or any other hardware to live stream, just this. Now, this is about $1,000 Canadian, just under $699 US. And so that's maybe a little bit more money. But if you are planning to regularly live stream events and you want to do it simply, something like this is a great option, especially if you're showing up at your kid's hockey game and you don't want to bring a computer and capture cards and do this big plug-in. You can literally just put this on top of your camera, plug it in, and off you go. So, pretty cool. But just know that there are certainly many more options for live streaming that make it really easy. But the big thing that could hold you back quality-wise, there's really two things. One, fast upload on your internet speed. If you are looking at getting in live streaming and you're not sure what kind of internet connection you get, minimum 5 megabits per second upload. I'm not talking about the download, which is, great for consuming Netflix and bringing stuff from outside the world to where you're going. You need upload where you're taking your content and you're pushing it out to the world. For that, you want to have at least 5 megabits per second, preferably 10, 15, 20 will mean that you have full access to full quality. 5 is usable, but you need to be careful. 10 is great. If you can get 10, you're going to be okay to be able to do that. And you might get in some places where you just can't get that fast of upload speed, but the good news is now, like tethering off phones, 4G LTE, 5G, in most places are actually going to be fast enough. And again, if you get stuck, you can get something like this, get a USB modem, or you can actually buy modems that you connect to a computer so you can get faster upload speed. But the good news is with the advent of fiber and faster internet, this isn't becoming as much of an issue, but if you have an older internet connection, that's going to be a problem. The last thing to say is lighting. Having good lighting is the difference between good quality videos like this. I'm not saying this is the greatest quality video in the world, but I have some lights around that are helping light it up. If you're in dark spaces without good lighting, it's just going to make the quality of your live stream not look good. So even if you can get lamps in your room, turn on your lights, don't have your lights behind your head, pointing at the back of your head. Get them in front of you so it's bouncing off of your face and into the camera. That's going to help you greatly. And no matter what camera you have, whether it's in your phone or a big camera like this, the less lights you have, the harder the camera has to work and the less quality you have. So just make sure you have good lighting. But if you have a reasonable quality camera that you can connect to a computer or a box like this, you have good lighting and fast internet, you can live stream in really good quality yourself. Again, professional event, something that really matters. Get somebody who knows what they're doing, but if you're willing to experiment a little yourself, check it out. If you have any questions at all, drop a comment in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer it. And I'm Justin Rivas. Thanks for watching. Hopefully that was helpful.